Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
In less than 24 hours, a judge will decide whether the Oxford high school shooter can be sentenced to life without parole. Ethan Crumbley was 15 years old when he shot 4 of his classmates, wounded 7 others in November 2021. Tops our news tonight at 6. Good to have you with us. I'm Devin Skillion.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Judge Kwame Rowe's decision will come after 4 days of testimony during last month's Miller hearing. Sean Light joins us tonight with a breakdown of what we can expect. Sean.
There's a lot to break down here. Let's get right to Local 4 legal analyst Neil Rockheim, who first breaks down this for us, but also talks about what the parents may be feeling at this hour. Take a look.
And in this case, the pain that the families are suffering is so enormous and so immense that they don't know any other way. They can't think of a world in which the shooter one day has the chance to leave prison and to walk around amongst us, but their child can't and won't.
Local 4 legal analyst Neil Rockheim breaking down tomorrow's huge ruling deciding if the Oxford school shooter as a teen, a juvenile, will be sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murders of Tate Meir, Hannah St. Juliana, Justin Schilling, Madison Baldwin. It's a judge's decision that is not taken lightly. Prosecutors argued for life without parole, that the shooter planned it and said he wanted families to suffer. No chance, they say, of rehabilitation.
He planned to take a gun to school. He planned it. He left it in his bag. He didn't tell the police about it. He didn't tell the school about it. Didn't tell his parents about it. And then he had to be thinking about it. And he was thinking about it, is their argument.
Defense attorneys making the argument that the teen has mental health issues and has had a horrible upbringing. Their argument?
He's so young. He's just so young. And yes, his crime is heinous. And yes, his crime wreaked havoc on a community and terrorized a community and really broke a lot of lives. But take a look at his parenting.
Back here live. Neil Rockheim really taking a deep dive. We spoke to him for quite a long time about this. We're going to put his entire comments, everything he told us in our interview on clickondetroit.com. You can watch it there or watch the whole thing on Local 4 Plus. Also, you mentioned Judge Rowe in Oakland County, 9 a.m. tomorrow. He will make this big decision. You can watch it also on Click on Detroit and Local 4 Plus as well. Of course, we'll have it covered for you bright and early at 9 o'clock. Kimberly, Devin, back to you.
We will continue to follow it closely. Sean, thank you.
It is day 14 of the UAW strike on the Big Three, and another deadline is now looming. Another round of walkouts is expected to be announced tomorrow. Jacqueline Francis is live at Solidarity House with what we expect happen come Friday. Jacqueline.
Devin, we're told talks are active, but barring any significant progress overnight, we can expect the strike to be expanded yet again by this time tomorrow. Bloomberg is reporting the UAW would be willing to take a 30% wage increase instead of 40%.
The way to think about this is really a sort of floor that the union wants to set.
Stating the pay bump would be enough to satisfy its current members and attract new ones. The UAW is not commenting on the report. Day 14 on the picket line, and UAW President Shawn Fain is expected to expand the strike tomorrow, calling for more walkouts at noon. Ford was spared last week, but there's no saying what targets will be next. Sources familiar with negotiations say the talks remain active across the Big Three, with the UAW submitting a counterproposal to Stellantis earlier today. Meantime, paychecks have stopped for workers in that initial phase of the strike. They're now on strike payments from the union at $500 a week. So far, the strike targets have been very strategic. There are 41 total plants across the country that are striking, and we'll see what tomorrow holds. That announcement will be on social media at 10 a.m. Reporting live outside Solidarity House, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Exactly, Jacqueline. We'll reiterate that. Join us tomorrow morning, Local 4 Plus. We're going to be streaming UAW President Shawn Fain's announcement live. Christy McDonald will handle our coverage. That announcement set to start right at 10 a.m. There is also a big deadline on Capitol Hill. Lawmakers continue to battle over spending bills with a government shutdown on the horizon.
The deadline, 1 minute before midnight Saturday. The Senate is working on one bipartisan measure that would fund the government through November 17th. That includes more aid for Ukraine. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy bypassing that effort, instead backing a bill in his chamber that includes more money for border enforcement. Senator Lindsey Graham met with key Republicans today to try to thread the compromise needle.
Make a proposal on border security, married up with the package we have. Hopefully that will keep the government open. Then we'll do a supplemental to provide more security and more funding for Ukraine.
It is not going to help security at the border if the government shuts down and people are not getting paid in a timely manner.
House Republicans are planning late-night votes Thursday on what's become a series of spending bills, though they may not have enough GOP support to pass and will be dead on arrival in the Senate. Much more on what's happening in Washington ahead at 6:30 on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. A new set of bills is expected to address water affordability across the state.
Every water customer in Michigan would be charged $24 a year, generating a total of $70 million. That money would go to help those who can't pay their water bills. Not everyone is on board with that. Let's get to Megan Woods in Macomb County for more. Megan.
Devin, Kimberly, this bill hasn't even been introduced to Senate yet, and Macomb County Public Works is saying they don't want to have anything to do with it. They believe there should be an opt-out option because they're already helping residents who are struggling with a different program.
So what we're talking about is a statewide water affordability solution that includes a funding mechanism, a statewide affordability program, shutoff protections.
Senator Stephanie Chang, whose district includes several Metro Detroit communities and parts of Detroit, is a co-sponsor for this new bill package and says to fund the program, anyone with a water meter would pay $2 a month.
I think it's a fee that is not necessary.
Macomb County Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller says they already participate in a similar program.
We already have high water and sewer bills, and we don't want another fee for something that we are probably never going to use, quite frankly. We have a program with the Great Lakes Water Authority called the WRAP program, which stands for assistance to folks that need assistance paying their water bill.
She's urging lawmakers to give counties a way to opt out, especially if they feel like they won't use the funds.
We never use all of the money that we generate in Macomb County, and we give it to Wayne County, to Detroit, Flint, other areas that are within the Great Lakes Water Authority.
But Senator Chang argues that there's a bigger picture, a statewide need.
We actually pulled data in the first year of COVID, and we knew that there were 317,000 Michigan households that were behind on their water bills. It may be a much lower number now, but we know that families are still struggling.
Senator Chang also mentions that there's a similar program like this for energy, and that was introduced by Republicans. So again, she's saying this is a statewide need, and they plan to introduce this to the Senate sometime next week. Reporting live in Macomb County, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Follow it then. All right, Megan.
Well, Delta Airlines has heard the anger and outrage from frequent flyers, furious about major changes to its loyalty programs and Sky Club access. Well, now its CEO is speaking out and promising to make things right. Consumer investigator, help me Hank Winchester, getting reaction from travelers at Detroit Metro.
If you are a frequent Delta flyer and you carry one of these credit cards, you may have been upset like many people when Delta made some big changes to the loyalty program. Well, now the CEO speaking out saying new changes are coming. The Delta perks many loyal customers relied on and enjoyed seem to have vanished overnight. The airline making the announcement last week, big changes coming to the Sky Miles loyalty program. Namely, lounge access restricted to those who are only the most frequent flyers. Status would be based purely on spending, not traveling. It didn't sit well with those who work to earn those perks.
I think it has a lot to do more with maybe a general pushback towards people being able to afford and enjoy luxury while traveling.
Greg Gottlieb, a frequent flyer, told me today at Metro that he wasn't surprised by the move, but was disappointed.
If you're paying $700 a year for a card that lets you get into the airport lounges as one of the main draws, and then you're going to take it away.
Delta heard from many of you travelers who were ticked off. Now Delta CEO making news talking about those changes and promising to make things right soon, saying just yesterday, quote, "No question, we probably went too far and the changes were too severe. We moved too fast and we are looking at it now. There will be modifications in the coming weeks. We listened to the feedback and now we will make this right." Back out here live, I know what some of you are thinking right now. Well, what changes are we going to see? It sounds like this was a disastrous rollout before. What is going to be done to make it better? The CEO is mum on the details, but did say this will all roll out very soon. Everything he said should be hammered out well before the holiday travel season gets underway. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank, Local 4.
Good, because as we said, a lot of people were outraged when they first got word of this. Okay, Hank, we appreciate it.
Well, we have spent a couple of days now trying to locate the sun. I know it's there somewhere.
The clouds have just been hanging around, but better days are coming, Kim.
That's very true. But tomorrow we'll see a little bit of it. And then this weekend, it's really just resting, waiting up for a big weekend ahead when we have plenty of sunshine and much warmer temperatures. But it's chilly, kind of damp and cool out there right now. 59 in Pontiac, 61 in Howell, low 60s even in downtown Detroit. Exact Track 40 radar, well, the good news is it's not as bad as it was last night. It's not pouring down rain, but the bad news is there are still a couple of sprinkles out there, especially in St. Clair County. The rest of Metro Detroit, there could be just a sprinkle here and there, but we're not going to get the heavy rain that we saw last night and into the overnight hours. But it is still going to be on the cool side, though, with those upper 50s in Pontiac, 60 in Lapeer, 61 in Port Huron, and low 60s out at Metro Airport. It's a little bit cooler than it was at this same time yesterday, but we've pretty much stayed in the 60s, a little below normal all week long. But that is all about to change. Tomorrow we'll get some sunshine back in the afternoon. That's going to push our temperature to a high of 72, and we're not done there. We're going to climb all the way into the 80s for next week, but we do need to talk about our next chance for rain, and we'll do that in just a few minutes.